Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to my Medieval Engineer series. This is Ryan from Stromboli Games, your humble host. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit about catapults. Oh yeah, and I also built a giant-ass fort. It's, pretty much just an empty shell. Not pretty much. It is an empty shell, but as I go through weekly episodes, I will be adding something to it each week. It's going to be a wonderful time. You guys should totally stick around for it. But right now, and this could very well take up the entirety of the episode this week, I'm showing you catapults. It seems to be a very popular request. It seems like it's searched a lot on the interwebs about how to build catapults and medieval engineers. Hello there, puppy. See, she wants to know. To business! We have a catapult to build, people. Alright, so to start, I'll actually build it right here. Get out of here, ball. And you. We don't like your kind around here. We're going to start with just a basic platform. Okay. Alright, so you're going to need to select your timber, and you can change the size like I'm doing here by using your mouse wheel. If you don't have a mouse wheel, I don't know what to tell you. My advice would just be to go into your control scheme and see if you can reassign it. Reassign the controls for that, because I got nothing. Alright, your key component in any catapult that you build are going to be this torsion spring. Now, an important thing about this is you need to make sure that, once I place it, you need to make sure that this little piece of timber inside of the rope is facing away from you, because if you think about it, if this is the base of our catapult, and here is that little stubby thing of timber sticking out of the rope, you want to be able to pull it back as far as you can to get as much potential energy stored up in the rope as you possibly can. If you had it pointing the other direction, you'd only be able to pull it back a little bit. Make sense? So that's why we're going to be doing that. I think it makes perfect sense. But before we can do any of that fun and exciting stuff, we need to build ourselves a little catapult arm. And we do that. I'm just going to keep it really short, nice and simple. Slap a catapult head on top of that son of a bitch. We're going to add a rope ending on the back of that. Yeah, look at you! Actually, you know what? I wonder if the placement of this has something to do with that bug. Although I didn't change the placement. Whatever. I'll just leave it there. It's all good. Right now, I made this a really long platform. And now, we need to create ourselves a little, this part, the little turn wheel to actually crank it into shape. So, I'm gonna make sure that that's corrected this way. Far. Alright, so this is the length, this is the width, 2, 3, 4, of the rope drum that we're gonna need to place. It's just kind of a marker right there for now. I'm gonna do one of these numbers here. How much space did I leave there? 1, 2. 1, 2. Looks good to me. Is you need these catch blocks. I will explain why you need them in just a second here. So what these are is, if you look at it, it's just a piece of timber that free floats and can rotate freely. If I go over to the completed one, it's what allows me to spin this whole thing and wind up the thing. By the way, if you hold shift and then hit T, you'll pull it in the opposite direction. The more you know. Useful for drawbridges and the like. Let me up, damn it, thank you. So, now that that is in place, I will just need a piece of timber there, piece of timber there, and this should, no, I need 2. I decided, I think. Yeah, that will fit in there just like that. Now, grab another piece of timber. You want to place one on the outside here, and then you place your turn wheel cross. That is the name of that handle that I love playing with over there. Now, if I hit T, you see it spinning just like my other catapult. Ta-da! It's so beautiful, my precious. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Again, you walk up to the rope ending and you hit T. I had to check on the name of that. and then you walk over to your rope drum, and you hit T. The invisible rope will become visible, and then you can wind that son of a bitch up. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Now, one thing that I like to do is I like to add a little bit of a stopper, so that you get the sudden stop as it hits it, rather than, following through. Think of like a baseball bat. If you follow through, it'll change the direction of where it goes, and we don't want to just have the catapult throw the rock into the ground. We want it to stop and fling it out into people's faces. Down with the evil people face. Whoa, that just collapsed on me. Well, I mean, it didn't collapse on me, it just randomly collapsed. Anyway, I'm alive, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. So now that we have that little stopper up, we can, in theory, very much in theory... Ermagerd is floating debris. Okay. We should be able to build this up. It doesn't want to let me build in the debris field, but it is okay because we should hit this anyway. I guess I can always push this debris out of the way and make another little segment here. But we're good to go. I'm ready to... Oh, I don't want this large projectile thrower. That would have ended badly. Grab the large projectile. Remember to hit J to make it physics. If you don't, it just creates a static object like this, and then you can push on it all you want, but it's not going to budge. Again, hitting J makes it... enables the physics on the object, and you can push it around. You can have a little soccer game, or football, depending on where you are. So, again, I'm just going to go right up here. I'm going to drop this ball right into the little cup. Bam! We are loaded, and we are ready to fire. And when you're ready to fire, you can either hit the rope ending or the rope drum. I just like to hit the rope drum just because. I want a big red button that says, do not push. Hurrah! Jesus. Okay, so that's what's left of our ball. It actually came back. And I know what you're thinking. That really didn't do that much. And that is true. Catapults really don't do that much damage. Now, people tell me people have been saying in the forums that trebuchets do a lot more damage. I have yet to try that out myself. Here, I want destruction. I'm going to give you a little bit of destruction right now. Boom! The physics in this game is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Kaboom! Kaboom! Oh no, the walls! Ah! I'll probably work on that for next week's episode, trying to figure out how trebuchets work. I mean, I know how they work. I've actually built one in real life. It's just a matter of building it in the game. They say that does more damage. We'll see. But it makes sense. I mean, you don't want a single catapult to be able to topple down walls that you spent days on. Makes sense, right? However, if you want to satisfy your lust for destruction, you can always just equip the large projectile thrower, hold the left mouse button, and let it rip. And it will break it, and it will be beautiful. Oh, that was another beautiful throw. Oh man, so beautiful. Excuse me. But no, that is the catapult. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of tour of this base, kind of tell you what I'm planning for it. It's largely out in the open as to what I'm going to do with it. This place here is going to be a little entrance. This is going to be blocked off. It's going to be like a little checkpoint, if you will. I'll probably have another door in here. Either smaller drawbridge, or I will have a door on wheels that I can push around, open and closed. I plan on creating all sorts of wooden houses, shops-looking things, and in a grid layout, I have different streets running through, utilizing the stone that I already placed down. That's why I put it all stone, because I want to have nice foundations for the houses, and then nice-looking pathways. And, of course, we've got the battlements that extend all the way around. I'm thinking about whether or not I want to install some rails. And, also, I'm going to be having towers like this on all the corners. I'm still trying to work on the design to get it exactly how I want it. I'm kind of thinking like your typical rook. I don't even know what they're called, but you know, like chess pieces, the rook. I want it to kind of start off narrower and get a little more bulbous at the top. With, of course, all the crenulations up here. Which I absolutely love in Medieval Engineers, by the way. They are a lot of fun. It's just beautiful. And then the walls are actually hollow. Let's just fly on over here into this opening here. Oh, this isn't a good opening. Oh, which one was I working on a little bit more? I think it's this one right over here. I don't know what happened. I was experimenting with some structural integrity stuff. I'll have to tidy that up. No, this is basically going to be just more shop space, perhaps. I haven't really decided. Since this is the outer wall. If I break a hole in this, you'll be looking at the outside. I don't really want to put anything super sensitive in there, like an armory or something like that. Maybe like a guard barracks or something like that. But again, that's something else that, you know, there might be access to weapons and all sorts of stuff. But maybe I'll just have it be living quarters, you know, for the lower classes. It's all up to me. I haven't quite decided, but the space is available, and that is quite a bit of space if you total up the surface area of all of that inside of that. It'd be a shame to waste it, you know? I just wanted to get the walls nice and thick to have plenty of room to maneuver up there. A little thing about drawbridges while I'm up here is I haven't quite figured them out. Now that I've been playing around with the catapults, I'm sure I could do it now. This is the first thing I tried to do in the game. But if I try to do this, it just doesn't really want to go. I've been having all sorts of issues. Are these locked? I know I was using the fancy smancy. Let's see, this thing isn't even turning. Yeah, anyway, I'll figure that out. I'll get that drawbridge working. I actually had it working my first attempt, but it bugged out and actually broke off and went cartwheeling out that way. I never stopped it. It's probably like on the top of the mountain by now. You should have seen it. It went out like a bat out of hell. The timber is kind of buggy. Just a fair warning for all of you that are planning on playing around with that. And I think I know what I need to do to fix this. Yeah, I don't really have time to do that in this video, but that's okay. There's a little debris everywhere. But no, catapults are a lot of fun. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you didn't know how to make catapults, I hope I kind of gave you an idea of how to actually do it. And this is by no means the most efficient way to build it. I was just intending to show you the basics, you know, to get you started. I have a Steam group. I always put the link to my Steam group on my YouTube videos. If you decide to build a couple new catapults, feel free to post the designs on that page. I would love to see them. Always a good time. I'd say that you can add me and we can play this together, but there is no multiplayer yet, so that kind of sucks. But I'm sure in time it will be there. So, as I usually do, I will have my Steam group on the YouTube video in the details. And if anyone has any requests as to what kind of buildings they would like to see in this fort, I'm completely open to suggestions. If you ask me to build something, chances are I will build it, and I will incorporate it in it, and I will give you a little shout out in my videos as I build them. It'll be a wonderful time. It'll be a great learning experience for me as I'm learning how to build in Medieval Engineers. By the way, a little note that I saw today from Keen Software House in regards to space engineers. It does seem like planets are going to be a thing, as well as oxygen on ships. Now, some people were complaining about how worrying, well, not complaining necessarily, but worrying how having two different games in development are going to work. But I mean, it really seems like these two games, Medieval Engineers and Space Engineers, are really benefiting from each other in terms of development. Perfect example is we just not too long ago got a new way of procedural generation of asteroids and space engineers and the infinite world. Those are both byproducts of the development of medieval engineers. It's really exciting what's going to be happening. I also heard that this world itself is generated in the same way asteroids are in space engineers. So when they get planets, it's probably going to be a lot like this. It's a lot of stuff to look forward to in the coming months. And I'm going to be right there recording videos all along the way for your enjoyment. Until next time, this is Ryan from Stromboli Games, signing off.